podium or the pits. Today, we're going to break down the 5 traits that separate gym sales superstars from, well, the struggling pack. We're diving into a white paper by gym business expert Thomas to figure out what really separates the best from the rest.
All right, welcome everybody to the Thomas Gym Business Explainer, powered by MaxMembers.ai. This one is for all of you on the front lines, gym owners, operators, managers, salespeople, entrepreneurs, personal trainers, you name it. Our goal today is simple: give you some really actionable insights from Jim's work. Now, before we really dive in, I've got something for you folks who are looking to grow. Maybe you want to open a new gym or acquire one, or you just need some working capital. Well, we can help you with funding options up to 500 grand. The best part? It's unsecured with no restrictions on use. You can find out more at fmconsulting.net. Okay, let's get into it.
So let's kick things off with a question that I know drives every gym owner and manager crazy. Picture this: same gym, same leads coming in, same exact pricing. So why is it that one of your salespeople is absolutely crushing it while another one is, well, struggling? The outcomes are just wildly different. It's a total puzzle, right?
Well, you know what? Today, we're going to solve that puzzle. Here's how we're going to do it. First, we'll talk about the 2 paths, the podium or the pits. Then, we'll dig into the 5 key traits that separate them. We're talking about always learning, daily discipline, the power of process, and then the big mindset ones, ownership and commitment. And stick around, because at the end, we're going to flip the script and talk about your role in all of this, how you can build your own team of superstars.
Okay, first up, podium or the pits. You got to understand that in every single gym, there are basically 2 types of salespeople. They're on 2 completely different paths. So, over here, you've got your people on the podium. I mean, these are your superstars, right? They consistently hit their numbers. They're the ones who can pull a sale out of nowhere when everyone else has given up. And they just build trust, like, instantly. But then you've got the folks in the pits. Oh, you know them. They're the ones who are always full of potential, but they're also full of explanations. They'll blame the leads, they'll blame the pricing, they'll blame the market, anything but themselves.
And this, right here, this is the most important takeaway from Jim's entire white paper. Listen up. Sales performance in the gym business is not driven by talent. It's driven by traits. And you know what the best part is? Traits are choices. That means anyone can learn them, practice them, and choose to be great.
So let's jump into the very first trait. And honestly, this one is huge. It's all about being a lifelong learner. This is really the core difference between what we'll call the ceaseless student and the script reader. Look at this contrast. The student, they're obsessed with the why. Why are people joining my gym? But also, why are they quitting? They're always asking themselves, how can I improve? They'll even do the stuff that feels awkward, like role-playing, because they know it'll make them better. The script reader, though? Nah. They memorized one script back in the day, and they treat it like it's sacred. They confuse having experience with actually getting any better.
And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? Experience without learning doesn't create mastery. It just repeats the same year over and over. Think about that. Do you have 10 years of experience, or have you just had the same year of experience 10 times? Without that constant learning, you're just stuck in place.
Okay, moving on to trait number 2. This one is all about daily discipline, and this is what really separates the true pros from what we'll call the emotional performers.
So, the daily professional, they get it. They understand that success in sales comes from doing the boring stuff consistently, every single day. They follow up when they say they will. They're still looking for new members even when the gym is quiet. The emotional performer, they're a roller coaster. They only kick into high gear when panic sets in at the end of the month. They ride the wave of a good day, but then they just vanish after a good week, thinking they've earned a break. They rely on momentum, not on habits.
And man, this quote says it all. Champions grind until the leads get better. How many times have you heard, oh, the leads aren't good? It's the oldest excuse in the book. But a champion? They don't wait around for better leads. They just grind. They work so hard and so smart that the leads they have turn into good ones.
All right, that brings us to trait number 3, the power of process. Think of this as the difference between being an architect who has a blueprint and a freelancer who kind of just makes it up as they go along. Your top people, the architects, they don't just wing it. They have a system, a process they trust. From the moment they greet someone, to how they frame the whole conversation, to knowing exactly when to ask that key question, so why today? They have a plan for how to transition to price, how to ask for the sale, and of course, how to follow up. It's not about being robotic, it's about having a roadmap that gets you to your destination every single time.
And hey, for all you managers listening, this is absolutely crucial. A weak process can take a really good person and turn them into an inconsistent performer. Because if there's no process, what do you coach? You can't just tell them to sell more. You need a framework to work within. A solid process is what allows you to actually coach your people effectively.
Okay, let's get to our last 2 traits, and we're bundling them together because they are really all about mindset. This is the inner game. This is the unshakable mindset of a winner.
Trait number 4 is ownership. When a superstar loses a sale, what's the first thing they ask? Where did I lose them? What could I have done better? They take feedback without getting defensive. The alternative? You guessed it. Excuses. That lead was trash. People just aren't buying right now. It's always someone else's fault. And when you do that, you give away all your power to get better.
And right alongside ownership is trait number 5, commitment. Your best people, they believe in what they're doing. They believe in the mission of your gym. They know they are changing lives. So for them, rejection isn't personal, it's just part of the process. But the person who's just in survival mode, they check out emotionally. Their conviction wavers under pressure, they get hesitant, they soften the ask, and sometimes they stop believing in the sale even before the prospect does.
So we've laid out the 5 traits, but now this is where we turn the camera around and point it at you, the gym owners and managers. Because this isn't just about hiring people with these traits, it's about building a place where these traits are expected and rewarded. This is ultimately a leadership question.
So, you gotta ask yourself, and be honest, what do you actually reward? Just the final numbers? Or do you also reward learning and effort? Are you only training people when sales are in the toilet? Are you coaching the process or just yelling about the results? And the big one, do you allow excuses in your gym or do you demand and enforce ownership from everyone?
Because here's the bottom line. Sales superstars are built, not hired. You can't just put an ad out there and expect a champion to walk in. You have to build them. You have to create the environment where they can actually become superstars.
And we'll leave you with this. Winners don't wait. They don't wait for the leads to get better or the market to change. They train, they learn, they execute, and they climb. The question is, are you going to be the leader who helps them climb to that podium? So if you're ready to move your team from the pits to the podium for good, get in touch with Jim Thomas himself. You can call him at 214-629-7223 or shoot him an email at jthomas@fmconsulting.net. And hey, while you're at it, definitely check out our sponsor, Gym Business Manager. You can find the best gym software over at gymbusinessmanager.com.
And just one last reminder, if you're thinking, man, I'd love to invest in better training or marketing to build these superstars, but you need the capital to do it, don't forget about those funding options we talked about at the beginning. You can get up to $500K unsecured, no restrictions. Just visit fmconsulting.net to learn more. Thanks for tuning in.